want to shift gears and talk about a topic. It's not really Marketo specific, but something that's near and dear to my heart, and want to run it by you. And it's really around diversity in tech. I'm curious, kind of, what is Marketo doing to really help with the diversity issue we have in tech, and what can we as an industry be doing to really help with this issue today?
I think that's a great question. I think it's one of the things that is, I think, most deep about Marketo. I was just with the spouse of one of our VPs 2 days ago, and she was saying, it was a sales club. We had 100 of our salespeople together, and she said, I've never seen such a diverse set of people just here. It was about 40% women that were at the sales club. We had people of every color and every other description of diversity, whether you could spot them or not. Yeah. And it is part of who we are. And I think it starts with me. My staff would tell you that I came out of a new hire training 2 months ago, 30 people, and we had, people in three-piece suits and people in red mohawks and people who were 63 and people who were 22 and people of every stripe and every color. And I came out just like floating on air because of seeing who we were attracting. And in fact, as we do that and you start to create a diverse workforce, people bring their friends. People want to share that because they realize that you're creating a climate that they can feel comfortable and fit in. And a diversity of ideas, you'll hear from me everything, curiosity, looking at ideas, playing with things, and diversity to me is part of that. It's about bringing together those ideas. And so you have to believe in it first, and then second, you have to work at it. Diversity doesn't happen by believing in it. It happens by having managers that work hard to find women, to find minorities, to find a diverse workforce. So you have to make it a priority and actually do things explicitly to make sure it happens, because there's not enough diverse workforce available in the Valley. And if you just let that be a barrier, you won't achieve it.
I'm glad to hear it's an important topic to you as well. Can you talk a little bit about maybe things that we should be doing as a society around K through 12 education to be doing a better job to prepare kind of the next generation for technology and some of the skills that they need?
Yeah, I think, it's one of my most deep interests is I just think the investment in society and education versus the payback is just completely messed up. So I actually think there's how do you get to more technology talent? But fundamentally, I think we just need to create opportunity for everybody because all the jobs are going to be tech in a few years. So this isn't how do you create tech talent? It's how do you create an educational system that we invest in, that we pay taxes for. And so I actually start there. I think everything follows from creating economic opportunity for everyone and being willing to make the investments through how we pay out of our own pockets as taxpayers and as contributors and as donors and as volunteers to education. And I think it all starts making it sure everybody has opportunity, and then building the great curriculum and making sure people are exposed to programming and all of that. But I think that all follows if K through 2 works out right. It's all downhill from there.
I've been advocating for an idea around programming languages in K through 12, and to me, we've kind of mandated to some degree foreign language, and it's viewed as though that's okay. I often tell folks my first foreign language was BASIC back in whenever it was, probably 1980. Do you think that we should be maybe mandating programming language at that stage in people's lives?
Probably. I'm laughing because one of my great stories is I majored in history at Stanford, which had the strongest foreign language requirement of any non-foreign language major at the time. And I can't do foreign languages. I've been great at everything sort of in school, but never foreign languages. So I actually wrote a petition to get waived out of my foreign language requirement because of the programming languages I knew. And in fact, I was. And so I never learned Spanish or French. Stanford let me get my foreign language requirement with Pascal and COBOL. So anyway, this is kind of near and dear to my heart. I do think knowing a programming language, not for a trade necessarily, but to understand how everything in our world works is clearly relevant to me as part of being a modern citizen and understanding how to survive, and whether it's survive and making your light stop blinking on your DVR or whatever the modern equivalent of the VCR is. But it really, I think programming languages are going to be part of every curriculum soon, if not now.
Great. Well, Phil, you've been very generous with your time and your insights. I want to thank you for volunteering to do this inaugural session of the SaaS Adventure Series. We hope we'll meet with other great founders like yourself and give back to the next generation of founders as they go on their journey.
Great. Well, thank you, Neeraj, and thank you, Battery, for
Yeah.
your great support and help.
Anytime. Thank you so much.